Hi, this is Shonnie Lavender, the Conscious Moms Coach, and today I am going to be sharing with you an easy tip, something I know you'll be successful at, and it's a tip that you'll get to use every day. So it's going to be something that will come in super handy and you're going to love it. So here's the issue. Here's when you're going to use this tip. So if you have challenges at times with your child listening to you. So maybe you're, telling them, hey, it's time to come to dinner, or go brush your teeth, or we need you to pick up these clothes, or we need you to do this, or we're going here. Whatever it is you're saying, if your child has difficulty or seems to you have difficulty listening to you, then this tip is for you. So one of the things that most of us don't even notice that we do, because we're just totally unconscious about this, is that when we talk as the adults, as the parents, we expect our children to be ready to listen. So we're starting out going into these requests, these communications with, oh, I'm going to talk and my kids should hear me. They should respond. They should do something after I say what it is I say. So that's where we're starting, and that's not a good place to start, because that's saying that, basically the world revolves around you. Now, I know I want it to revolve around me sometimes, but it doesn't. So what we want to do is go into these interactions with more respect for our children and anticipation of them having a focus with their time on something that's important to them. Now, we may not think it's important. They may be watching a show, or they may be doing some activity that, we think, oh, whatever, they're, jumping on the trampoline, or they're playing in the mud, or, whatever it is. Doesn't matter what we think is valuable. It's that it's something they're doing and they're focused on it. They're engaged in it. So here's the tip, is you want to anticipate that your child is going to have their focus elsewhere, and you want to honor that focus. So rather than just launching into our communication, we are going to practice this. We're going to practice this together. We're all on a learning journey. So we are going to practice finding our child wherever they are, and we're going to engage with them first. So if they're watching a screen, you might sit down next to them, watch it with them for a minute. If they are out playing, go to where they are. You don't necessarily have to get in the mud with them, but maybe get close to them in this mud puddle that they're playing in, and get down at their level. So wherever they are, whatever they're doing, you want to get close to them. So go find them, get close to them, and then engage with them for 30 seconds, 60 seconds. It's not a lot of time. So be there with them, be present. And then that's showing your respect. That's showing, hey, I see that you're doing something, and I honor that. And then what you can do is you can say something like, hey, can you pause that for a minute if they're watching a screen? Hey, could you pause that? Or could you pause your game for a minute so I can ask you a question? Or, I know you're playing this game right now, and I have something that's important for me to tell you, so can you pause? Or, when will you be done with this level so I can tell you? Whatever feels right to you, play with it, see what fits. Or if they're in the mud puddle, you can say, hey, I want to talk to you for just a minute. So let's pause your digging, or pause your building, whatever they're doing. So then you're engaging with them. You're honoring what they're doing. You're recognizing by the way you're communicating, hey, this is important, and I know this is where you're at, and I'm over here, and I do want to connect with you for a minute. And then you communicate what it is you have to communicate. And you will find, I guarantee you, you will find the more that you practice this. At first, it may be weird, and they're not used to, especially if you tend to yell from a distance or do anything like that. It may take them a little while to adjust to this. And yet what you're going to find is that you're going to be calmer making whatever request you are doing, because you're not doing it from a distance. You're going to be more engaged with them. And when you do those things, it is so much easier for them to hear you, both literally, like, oh, I can actually hear you because you're right next to me, but also energetically. They're getting that, oh, yeah, mom, dad is respecting what I'm doing, and they're, asking me to pause and saying, hey, I have something, they get that and they understand that. So one final thing I'll say about it is that you can also think of it or the situation as treat your child like you would your boss at work. You would, most of us, I'm making some assumptions here, but you would generally not go barge into your boss's office and just start talking to them. You wouldn't, if the door's shut, you're not just going to run in there and say, hey, blah, 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 here's what I have to tell you. You're not going to do that. You're going to treat them with respect. You're going to be like, oh, their door is closed. They're doing something. I'm going to knock. Or even if their door's not closed, you're probably going to stand there in the threshold for a minute and say, hey, is this a good time? I want to talk to you about something. So this is your chance. Pretend your child is your boss and treat them with that same reverence and deference of, hey, I would like to connect, and I'm going to, show that pause and create that connection first before I just foist my communication upon you. So it's, like I said, really simple, doesn't take special skills, special training. It takes some awareness, like, oh, that second that you're getting ready to yell down the stairs, or maybe you have just yelled down the stairs. It's okay. Just go, oh, oops, forgot, and walk downstairs, find your child, and connect with them, and then let them know, hey, I have a communication for you, and then communicate once you have their attention. So again, you can do it. I know you can. Take that time to practice. Let me know how it's going. I'd love to hear from you. Let me know how it's working for you. And again, it's easy. You're going to use it lots of times every day. And guess what? There's a side benefit. You're going to get more exercise, right? Because sometimes you're going to have to go find your child. So it's totally fine. There's lots of good stuff about it. So that's my tip for the day. And I love to hear how it's working for you. Thank you so very much.